The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this first day of distribution, working within this cycle of the Capricorn full moon, and also distributing the energies of the festival week, which has just ended yesterday. We thought it might be of some benefit for the group to continue during these 2 days of distribution, particularly because of the potency of this full moon and the potency of the alignment that's being set up um, at this time. So let's begin with a moment of silence, linking with all other individuals and groups throughout the world. Visualizing ourselves standing in the center of the cross, in this case, the cardinal cross, Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, Libra, connecting with the planet, the planetary etheric body, and the interconnectedness of all life. Connecting with the hierarchy and the planet Saturn, which governs this sign. And extending our alignment to the inflowing energies from the sign of Capricorn, flowing through Shambhala. Let the magician stand upon the mountain top. Beneath him in the valleys and the plains, water and streams and clouds are seen. Above him is the blue of heaven, the radiance of the rising sun, the pureness of the mountain air. Each sound is clear. The silence speaks with sound. During this period of the festival week and in cooperation with the 2012 initiative, we focused our attention on many different seed groups, they're called. But one that was omitted, but one which is one of my primary interests, is the teaching of esoteric astrology. And that's what I try and focus on in these monthly full moon and new moon webinars, trying to highlight briefly some of the energies which are available to us through the signs, the planets, and the ray energies which pour in at any particular month. And this is part of the new dispensation which the Tibetan master gave out in his books with Alice Bailey, stating of esoteric astrology that it is the oldest and the greatest of sciences. And while this doesn't mean to imply that we should all become astrologers, it does mean that we should all make the attempt to become esoteric astrologers, which is a completely different field of service, which doesn't necessarily mean that we have to learn to read horoscopes, but it just means that we have to educate ourselves about the energies, as I said, so that we can begin to work more scientifically with our with the currents and rhythms of nature and the cosmos, seeking to place ourselves in fuller alignment with these energies by coming to understand a little bit about them. The Tibetan says this is a service that all esotericists can provide by thinking through, thinking into manifestation, the key qualities of each sign. The Aquarian age that's coming in is governed by the fifth ray. From one respect, from the highest aspect, is governed by the fifth ray, which is the ray of concrete science. And so it does, again, support this idea that we have to learn to work more scientifically. That means we have to study some of the intricacies of the esoteric sciences. And some people rebel against this, finding it a little too heavy, a little too difficult. But the Tibetan does say that any field of science that any of us wishes to enter is always preceded by some work of memorization of tables and rules. And so it's no different in the field of esoteric astrology. And then that study provides a basis or a foundation upon which we can then work with the more intuitive aspects of this science, which he says is one of the greatest vehicles for expanding the contours of the mind, for helping us to build those bridges in consciousness which connect us with the realm of the intuition, the plane from which all of these new ideas eventually emanate. So it's a practical study, even though it opens us up to a realm of intuition. But the Tibetan does qualify that statement by stating that um, although it's full of intricacies, it's full of things that seem to have no meaning, he says that if we study this science, we have to always couple it with some practical work in the world. So we have to keep our feet on the ground, so to speak. Each sign, as most of you know, has a keynote, and this keynote is something that we usually use in our meditation that reveals to us some of the deeper aspects of this sign as we work with it year in and year out. Many of us like to take each month when the sun is in a particular sign to read the chapter in esoteric astrology, and many of us have been doing this for decades. It's a way of really coming to understand these signs. And so the keynote for Capricorn is lost am I in light supernal, yet on that light I turn my back. We're told this is one of the most mysterious of all the signs. We're told that its symbol, its astrological symbol, has not yet been given out, even because it would cause so fierce an inflow of force that the disciples of the world would not be able to handle the stimulation. In the archetypal horoscope, Capricorn corresponds to the 10th house. It is therefore the most elevated sign in the zodiac from one perspective. In esoteric astrology, it's said to be the sign of the master, the sign of the inner teacher, the sign of the guide that is able to help us to the extent that we create the right conditions in consciousness. The masters are hampered not so much by our lack of sensitivity, because we do have sensitivity, but more than anything else, they're hampered by our lack of attention, a condition which has been fomented by the condition in our planet at this time, which is tending towards more and more activity. TMI, as some call it, too much information, too much activity, too much distraction from the physical plane. We have to work harder, therefore, to find that golden thread of light that can connect us at these full moon interludes with the inner teachers. They're available. It's we who are prevented from making that approach by failing to establish those rhythms in our daily lives wherein we can commune with our soul. So the supernal light of Capricorn, we're told, is something that humanity will come to understand during the Aquarian age, even though it's related to the sign of Capricorn. The conditions, the special conditions which are being set up during this coming age of Aquarius, related to the powerful combination of Aquarian energy and seventh ray energy. This combination is said to be powerful in excelsis, giving us an opportunity for the illumination of human consciousness. And the Tibetan says, the light supernal can be known. The light supernal, from the little that I understand of it, is related to the light of Shambhala, to the will aspect, to the ability to bring about in planetary consciousness an alignment between the personality, the soul, and the monadic principle. And from a more macrocosmic level, an alignment between humanity, hierarchy, and Shambhala. And from the perspective of the full moon interludes and the new moon interludes, an alignment between the sun, the earth, and the moon. These are all triplicities which enable us, when we are able to bring ourselves into alignment with them, that can perhaps begin to reveal to us in group formation some understanding of what this light supernal is. What is the will aspect? What is Shambhala? These are all ideas that the Christ, the world teacher, is coming to help us to understand. We're told that the teacher brings with him the fire of love, which burns away all obstacles which separate us along the line of sex, religion, nationality, economic class. All of these artificial divisions within the three worlds are going to be burned away by the power of the coming externalization, the power of the return of the avatar. So we're preparing for that. All of these events, such as this powerful festival week through which we've just passed, are here to alert us that this is a time of preparation, a time of a great coming together by all disciples throughout the world, as we're enabled to receive a touch from Shambhala during these opportunities. This image is one from Francis Donald, a beautiful esotericist who shares his particular gifts through graphic art. This is the sign, as we know, of initiation. That's why it's also the sign of the master, because it is through our ability to align with the inner teacher, that we are enabled to, at some point, perhaps, take a step forward on our path. And
Kathy, please unpause your screen.
unpause my screen. Okay. Okay. Can you see now this image? Okay, stop.
Yes, we could see the temple.
You can see it. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. This is a sign of initiation, and we're told that as we move into this Aquarian age, because of the sheer volume of disciples in the world, the process of group initiation is being instituted so that we no longer pass through the portal one by one, but we pass through with the sum of our group brothers. And these passages are astrologically determined. We're not given the information as to what the astrological signs are related to the opportunity of initiation, but perhaps some people have some ideas about what they might be. But certainly this sign of Capricorn and the subsequent release of these energies during the Wesak and Gemini full moons of the coming year, 2013, are providing the esotericists and all members of the new group of world servers with the possibility that we can enter into a time of forward movement in our spiritual lives, initiatory opportunities. The Tibetan makes it quite clear in some of his writings that the Wesak festival following upon the festival week of the new group of world servers, particularly when that festival week is accompanied by a full moon period, this gives us the opportunity for a tremendous release of spiritual energy related to the highest will aspect at the time of the Taurus Wesak full moon, and then the subsequent Gemini full moon. Okay. So we in this initiative are looking forward to working together as a group during this higher interlude period and working in the months preceding this time at the full moon and new moon to prepare our vehicles, to prepare our consciousness, and to just alert people that the opportunity continues. Capricorn is also very much related, if you have not read it, to this law of group progress. It's a sign of the group. Its symbol is the mountain and the goat. Its esoteric name is the law of elevation, and it's governed by the sign of Capricorn and the seventh ray energy, of which Capricorn is the highest exponent this time for humanity. The seventh ray being the energy that's coming in tandem with the Aquarian age. So this law of group progress is an important one for us to understand, and it's found in the book Esoteric Psychology, Volume 2. So we'd encourage all of you to take a study of that law, to read somewhat about the new groups and how they will be formed and what they are about. They're different than the groups, many of the groups that are working today. They're more subjective. They're working with energies. It's encouraging us to become the white magicians, and then we can work effectively with energy. It's also related very much to astrology, this new law of group progress. The teaching on astrology becomes a central, as I said earlier in this talk, it's a central aspect of the new dispensation And my theory, although it's not really a theory because it's corroborated by the Tibetan himself, the new teaching which will be coming forward sometime early in this century, meaning very soon, the new teaching will be very much related to astrology. So it behooves us to study that most mysterious of all books, esoteric astrology now, to prepare our consciousness so that we can better understand the new teaching and recognize it when it comes. So that's probably enough from me. Um, let's take time now to work with our meditation, and we will follow this with a period of sharing of any impressions that you might have as a result of the meditation. We'll take 5 minutes or so after the meditation to just sit in silence and collect our thoughts. Let's come together, linking with each other and with all other groups and individuals throughout the world. I am one with my group brothers, and all that I have is theirs. May the love which is in my soul pour forth to them. May the strength which is in me lift and aid them. May the thoughts which my soul creates reach and encourage them. We align with humanity and its need. We extend our alignment across the Antakarana bridge to the heart center of our planet, the spiritual hierarchy, and the world teacher at the heart of hierarchy. And we extend the alignment to Shambhala, opening ourselves to the inpouring energies from Capricorn and its emerald green light. We'll work in silence, holding the mind open and receptive to impression. Using an adaptation from an image in yesterday's meditation, we bring the energies down into a high mountain plateau where we visualize the new group symbolically standing, being bathed by the inpouring light of the sun. and see that group transformed into the unicorn, connecting us with the highest center, Shambhala. Strengthening us and all true servers everywhere. As we ponder the keynote for Capricorn, lost am I in light supernal, yet on that light I turn my back. We symbolically turn our back on the light and radiate it forth to the world, and visualizing thousands of members of the new group descending from the mountain plateau into the streams and valleys of earth, bringing light and life into the weary vales of earth. As we release the energy, and all the time our work and lives are strengthened by the world teacher, standing still on the mountaintop, breathing out light eternal, love supernal, and peaceful, silent will. Lower interlude. Recentering the consciousness within the periphery of the great ashram. Dedicating ourselves as a group to the service of the plan. We sound the affirmation of the will. In the center of the will of God, I stand. Naught shall deflect my will from His. I implement that will by love. I turn towards the field of service. I, the triangle divine, work out that will within the square and serve my fellow men. Holding our alignment within the head, we visualize the immediate work to be done in our environment. Distribution, releasing the energies through the Ajna center into the planetary etheric, through the 5 planetary inlets of New York, London, Geneva, Darjeeling, and Tokyo. Sounding the great invocation from the point of light within the mind of God. Let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth from the point of love within the heart of God. Let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. We can now open it up for any sharing that you might want to offer to the group by raising your hand or sharing on the questions.
Um, uh, Hello everyone, it's Alexander. While nobody is raising their hand, I will share my impressions. First impression is that I'm amazed that there are so many people today because we announced this meeting on a short notice, really short notice, and we got 49 people, and it was 50, and it's the same as it was during the festival week. And that's the note and the feedback that we get from everyone, that it's the rhythm that we establish is really powerful. The image that came during the meditation, somehow unexpected, it was about the fire that many of Illuminatis came through during the Renaissance. And we know the Renaissance was the period of the most harsh repressions coming from church and the old system. And so it was physical fire that were burning those Illuminatis. And now we're in a new age of light coming into dense matter. And now this fire, it's an inner fire. It's an inner fire that we have responsibility to put ourselves on. Let's flame devour. Let's all the dross be burned. If we're really serious about bringing this new age into manifestation, it's our responsibility to go through this inner fire. It's no more time for just doing esoteric work in a leisure time. And it's not more about so much as about esoteric, it's about actual change. Changing first ourselves, and then becoming those standing fires in our environments. And in some places on the planet, we could still become martyrs for this standing. But that's exactly what is required from us. It's no more time for games and just philosophical talks. We can and we should, as groups, work with the will aspect. And that's how we can make real difference. Thank you.
Yes, Sasha, it's so true that it's the time for coming down from the mountain. That's so much about this quality of this sign, is to descend from the mountaintop into the valleys and do what we can to bring these ideas and messages to those who are struggling and in need of the light. I see Sharon has a comment. Hi, Sharon.
Hey, Kathy. Thank you. Sasha, thank you. Thank you for holding these webinars. They've been so appreciated. And one of the things that I'm impressed with uh, is that how much we are doing, and how we are doing the best that we can do, and listening to everyone this week, um, and hearing excuse me, and hearing all of the different types of work that we're doing as the new group. That, we made contact with each other in ways that have never been possible before. And with that contact, a love is released. And I guess in my mind's eye, I can see the lines of love that have been anchored to some extent, and they form kind of a geometrical pattern. And the pattern in and of itself is invocative. And the other thing is that that from listening and from what has risen between and among and within us this week, it seems as though we as a group have been elevated, and it brings the question to mind as far as what it means to climb to the mountaintop. That there's, I think, a great love that gets us there. So thank you.
Thank you. Vicky writes, I'm willing to go through the fire or descend from the mountaintop. I need help to develop a plan for that process. Well, there are different schools that can help any seeker after light. One which we've mentioned is, of course, the Arcane School, started by Alice Bailey. There is the Moria Federation. There are other paths. We each have to find that school or that path that is best suited to us at any particular time. And no one can really tell us what that is. It's something that we have to decide and investigate for ourselves. But when the pupil is ready, the teacher appears. So I'm sure that is happening for you, Vicky.
Hi, this is Regina. As I was meditating and also thinking, what does it mean, the way to the top? I realized that Capricorn, like the Capricorn that's on the top of the mountain, is above the astral plane. So he sees from the plane of Buddhi and the plane of mind onto the fogs of the astral. And also in astrology, it says that Capricorn, it transmits the type of will that works with form. So it somehow came to me in the meditation that climbing to the top is actually finally overcoming one of the illusions or glamours. For example, pride. If I'm working on my pride and then I can finally say that I overcame it, then that means that I reached the top. So it's the energy that helps us accomplish some transformation and a raise from the astral to the Buddhic plane. And basically it clears out the path on our way to joy. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the outcomes of the festival, how I see from the work we've done, is that there are already at least two initiatives that could come forward. One is that what Uta suggested yesterday, that everyone who's interested in the topic working on the cultivating the garden of the Middle East. And another one, I know that Moscow Esoteric Group, they planning to invite those who is interested in topic of economics, seal group of economists and financiers, to keep working on that topic. So I suggest, if you feel strong about any of the topics, or maybe some other topics, to take forward and suggest using the platform, 2012 initiative platform, suggest to keep working on those topics, meditating, studying, acting.
Here's a comment. Margot?
Hello.
Hi, Margot.
Oh, hi, Kathy. The image that came in a meditation earlier today and was strengthened in this most recent meditation was prior to today, when I would tune to the new group of world servers and allow the light to expand, brighten, and merge with other groups. It was a fairly narrow band. And today, the image I have of the new group of world servers is that we are really encircling the globe, rather like the image of it wasn't triangles, linked triangles, a matrix of like that, but it was circles that were linked all around the globe, and the energies pouring through in the distribution were actually lighting up the units of humanity. I was seeing humanity through the mists, and the lights in these units of humanity were being so strengthened by this that the mists of glamour and illusion were being dissipated from within all of us, through this extra distribution that's happening right now. Further to building a garden in the Middle East, I was introduced to a TED talk by a graphic designer in Israel who started a campaign where he took a picture of himself holding his child and said, it's words to the effect, Iranians, we love you. And he posted that on Facebook. And the next day, he started getting all of these likes from not only people in Israel, but people in Iran as well. And this has been going on since March. So this huge flower that's blooming in the Garden of the Middle East already. And I really encourage people to just go to TED Talks, and it's one of the first one that shows up on the list of talks.
Thank you. There's a comment from Michelle Adderby. The words that just came to me: it's time to descend from the mountain. The reflective life grounded in the moon, the reflected life grounded in the moon, is being prepared to burst forth through the fire of the sun, to distribute the energies on earth through our personal divine expression. Thank you. It's a beautiful statement. We do have to transmute and transform the energies of our moon. That's what we're told in esoteric astrology, so that the moon can become the vehicle for Uranian energies. And so in all of these full moon alignments, if we work effectively as esotericists, we bring through the potent energy of Uranus to bear and to be released at each of these festivals. The planet of the seventh ray, the incoming planet. Here's a comment from John.
There's coming from Uga.
Oh, okay.
I haven't unmuted Uga.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. I want to take this opportunity to express my deep gratitude to all that we have done, that you have organized, Kathy and Sasha and everybody behind the scenes there. It's just, I think, this is unprecedented what has been done by this group here, to synthesize and to externalize, to consolidate this planetary group of the new group of world servers. It's, what can I say? It's really, we are in a different phase now because of it. That's what I feel. I want to comment on yesterday's closing ceremony. Hearing everybody, I have the same impression that the lady who was the first comment said that to be aware of each other, of so many people giving their heart and their mind, their everything, to bring in the new era was just really transforming inwardly. And then also Uffe's meditation was like after the meditation, after the webinar was closed, I was just sitting for at least another half an hour, even with my headphones on, just not moving and being in this energy. It's like the new group of world servers has been born into self-consciousness, we becoming conscious of ourselves, and thereby being able to really take up consciously this planetary role. Yeah, and also this week has helped, and this the 2012 initiative has been quite instrumental in our group process here in Israel, in Jerusalem, towards taking this decision to, yes, stepping up to the plate and saying yes to this focalization of a Middle East meditation on a regular basis. And we still don't know if how exactly we want to do it. If it will be a weekly thing or another rhythm. But yes, I'm very happy, very grateful to what our work together is enabling here, and I know it's just the beginning. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Uta. There's a comment from John Marriott. He says, I just wanted to say how exciting it has been to be connected this week and over the last couple of months through these webinars. I feel very positive about the time now and the year ahead. Yeah, that's what it's about, is really giving us all a sense of vision, strengthening each other, strengthening the worldwide group. There's always strength in numbers. Maria Caligari, hi Maria, writes, hello and thank you to all the group for this wonderful work that has been done this week and that will now continue. It's a great joy. My thought is expressed in Capricorn and throughout the teachings of the Master DK, as we all identify with the light supernal. We can, through the new group of world servers, and aided by the strength of the ashram, go down from the mountaintop, enlivened, enlightened, to serve humanity. Is it not the start of the externalization of the hierarchy? Yes, I think that's a process that's been underway.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, hello. Thank you so much for hosting these webinars. It's quite extraordinary what the group has done and so thank you, all of you. You have my deepest appreciation. And I also want to second a lot of what Uta said about this event, and it is like a new phase. It's a birth, and this week I've been lost in light supernal, and still am with these webinars. It's just incredible. But what came to me in meditation was that humanity, the need to help humanity with these new changes, we all know it's a new cycle, a new beginning, but to most people, it's the same day in and day out as they've been experiencing, and humanity as a whole is going to be, we know, experiencing these changes more and more rapidly as we move into the new. And just how important it is to help help people let go of the old, to this reorientation to the new and new ways of thinking, opening up and giving people the courage to move forward out of fear. Thank you.
Thank you, Iris.
Here's a comment from Katya.
It's just not so much a comment as a thought that I had this morning when we were talking to Moscow group. And I felt that I would also love to continue work on education. In which form, I'm not sure yet. But I think this is also a very important topic, because in order to people to step out of fear, what they need is this ability to educate themselves, just to build that antakarana, to work practically with their own development. And I think if we start